So today we're going to be thinking about myofascial release, so really letting the muscles completely relax, ready for a lovely slumber this evening. So you're going to need a tennis ball. A dog ball would work as well, but a tennis ball's just about the right softness. So when you're ready, we're going to start off standing and then we'll get ourselves down onto the ground pretty pronto. Okay, so with your tennis ball, you're going to start with it down on the ground, and I want you just to start off with rolling it around your feet and seeing how that feels. And allow yourself to kind of get in all the nooks and crannies, particularly around the arch, might be quite tender, all around the toes, the balls, the heels. Give it a good rub, and it'll be different for everyone. My arch feels quite tight today, but I'm sure if I did this another day, it would be a different part of my foot. Good, and then try the same on the other side. Having a roll around. And, you know, it can be quite an unusual sensation. If you're not used to getting in and around your feet a lot, give yourself a chance to get used to this sensation. You know, and it's a really healthy thing to do to take some love and give some love to our feet. They're holding us up all day, crikey. So I encourage you to make friends with your feet. Getting around the very tops. Great. And then let's go back to that first foot. And I want you to start off with just the ball of your foot on top of the ball. And what I want you to do is do little kind of presses, and you can bend your knee, putting the weight into the ball. And let the toes do whatever they like to start off with. And then I want you to think about keeping that pressure into the ball and scrunching your toes around the ball and then releasing the toes. Scrunching your toes around and releasing. Scrunching and release. Maybe I should have taken my socks off for this, but we're off to bed, you know. Good. And then move the ball a little bit further down. So it's just above it's kind of at the top of my arch there. And we're doing exactly the same thing. Pressing down into the ball. And then release, press down and release. Good. A wee bit lower onto the main kind of body of the arch. That feels quite tight for me, but it might feel all right for you. Good. And then finally, just kind of the upper part of the heel, pressing in. And then onto the heel itself. Great. And then let that all settle in. We've got to do the same on the other side. So starting off with the ball of the foot, just pressing in and releasing, press and release. Good. And then press down into the ball and squeeze the toes round, curve them round and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Good. And then a little bit lower down at the top of my arch, I'm pressing in. And, you know, the tennis ball might not cover the whole width of your foot. You might have quite wide feet, or I've got quite diddy feet, so the ball's managing to get through my foot quite quickly, if you know what I mean. But feel free to move the ball from side to side on the foot as well, where you're pressing in. And then let's go to more onto the body, the bulk of the arch. Pressing and releasing. Good. And then just the upper part of the heel, press and release. Good. And then onto the heel. Good. And then releasing there. Very nice. Okay, so they should feel a little bit different, a little bit more maybe spread, connected down into the floor. From here, you'll be pleased to know we're going to get down onto the ground. So bring yourself down onto the floor and we'll start having a look at the legs. Okay, so we're starting off with the ball underneath your very lower part of your calf, so just above the kind of ankle. And we'll go from one leg and then we'll go on to the next. And I want you just to kind of roll it all around to begin with. And you might have really particularly tight calves and just go easy. You know, the good thing about this is you're in control with how much pressure you put into the tennis ball from your leg. So have a good little roll around. Getting all the nooks and crannies. Good, and then we're going to start with the ball kind of down by the ankle, and I want you to kind of press the foot into the leg into the ball, and release, and then go a bit higher, press, and release, and press, and release. 2 more, and release, and release. Great. Let's do the same on the other side. So think of this as like a big broad brush stroke. If you were filling your paper with paint, this is what the ball would be doing. So we're, painting the back of our calf, covering it with paint in little, small little scrunchy, paintbrushy numbers. Oh, and you will find pockets that just go, oh my goodness, didn't even know that was tight, and it really is. And then go back down to the bottom again, and you're going to press and release, and a bit higher, press and release, press and release, press and release, and release. Good, great. And then from here, pick the ball up, and you're just going to give the quads, so your thighs, a good roll about. And I quite like to just use my hand here. You've got to be a wee bit careful around this IT band. You don't need to worry too much, but some people go quite hard on the foam rolling, and that used to be quite popular and quite the phase, but the thinking on that's changed a wee bit now. And so personally, I think a tennis ball is a better option for that quite sensitive area of the IT band. So just rolling around. Good. And then let's do exactly the same on that other side. So rolling the tennis ball all the way down that side bit. That's where your IT band is, down the side. And you will know when you've got it, particularly around the knee. I'm covering myself in a lovely fluorescent or neon thread here. And then make your way around the rest of the leg. Good. And then go back to that first leg, and I want you to go up the IT band, and it's a bit like a kind of juicing the lemon sensation. You're juicing the lemon, and again, you don't have to go as hard as you possibly can here. Up, all the way up to the top of the glutes. And we'll go all the way back down again. Juicing the lemon, juicing the lemon, juicing the lemon, all the way back down. And then try the other side. Same idea. Oh, we've started in the other direction this time. Variety is the spice of life. And then back up we go. Juicing the lemon all the way up. Great. Okay, we're on to our glutes. So you're going to pop the tennis ball under one glute. Now this could be a new experience. So you're letting the hips lift slightly, and you're in control. Remember, you can put as much pressure on as you like. You might find that actually keeping the other bum cheek on the ground is enough and helps you kind of not make it quite as extreme. The more you do of this, the less tender they become and the less niggly they become. And it depends about what you've been doing recently. If you've been doing a lot of gardening or running or golf, tennis, lots of different sports, they're going to probably ask a lot of your glutes. So we need to give them a bit of love and reset all of that. And you will find, again, pockets that are just, particularly around that top bit around the hip for me. Good. And then let's do exactly the same on the other side. And so you might be thinking, oh, I've heard of these spiky balls, or I've got a spiky ball sat in my cupboard. Spiky balls are great. And that stuff that we did with the feet, they can be quite good for the feet. They can be a little bit much for the legs if you do this with the legs. There's no reason why you can't, but just go easy. And that's why I like a tennis ball, because it's not too hard, not too soft. It's a good place to be. Great. And I reckon that's about us. And so from here, all you're going to do to finish off is use the ball just to roll around the top of the chest. So all around the top of the pectoral muscle. Wonder if my sound's gone a bit funny because I'm rolling the ball around the mic. But go easy again. Let me move this guy. So all around the kind of top of the chest, around the collarbone. And I'm just using a flat hand here. And then you can do a similar thing right from the ear down the side of the neck. Around the back of the shoulders. Oh. Great. Lovely stuff. And then from here, all you're going to do is you're going to lie back down onto your back and pop the ball. I'll start with this side so you can see underneath your shoulders, and just have a little roll about around the shoulder blade. There's no particular science to it, but we're just making sure we get into all those different areas of the body. And again, you'll find, maybe I'm just giving you a breakdown of all my sore spots. You'll find pockets of tension. Try the other shoulder. This is where a foam roller is a wee bit maybe more effective, around the top of the shoulders, because you can lie on it with a bit more ease perhaps. Good. And then relax there. And then we're going to pop the ball behind the back of the neck. And so really it's just kind of at the very bottom of my skull. And I'm just going to roll my head from side to side. Oh, my hair's far too conditioned for it today. Oh, we've lost it. Rolling from side to side. There we go. Good. And then release there. And I can imagine that might feel quite good. And so when I've got my mic back in a place, you might just want to relax there and let all that good stuff soak in. So nice big deep breaths, and imagine your body just falling, floating, sinking, melting down into the ground. And stay here for as long as you like. Thanks so much for joining me and doing a bit of myofascial release. I'll leave you there and enjoy the rest of your day.